And now, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, c'est showtime with the main event of the evening, 12 rounds of action for the WBA Super Lightweight Championship of the World. We introduce to you the challenger on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red, white, and blue trunks, fighting out of Washington, D.C. in the United States. He weighed in at the limit 140 pounds with a record of 42 wins, 2 losses. He has 29 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the #1 ranked WBA Super Lightweight contender, introducing the challenger, Sharmba Mitchell.
Dans le coin bleu, il a 32 ans, il mesure 1m71, 63 kg, 500 grammes. 33 combats, 31 victoires, dont 16 par KO. Il a été champion de France, champion d'Europe, titre qu'il a disputé 6 fois victorieusement. Il dispute devant vous ce soir son 4e championnat du monde. Mesdames, mesdemoiselles, messieurs, le champion du monde WBA des super légers, Khalid Rahilou.
And his opponent across the ring, the defending world champion on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trunks with green trim, fighting out of and representing Argenteuil, France. He weighed in the same 140 pounds with a record of 32 wins, 2 losses. He has 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, he is making the 3rd defense of his title. Here is the WBA Super Lightweight Champion of the World, Khalid Rahilou.
Okay, remember the instruction. Okay, the glove. The glove. The corner. Second out. Second out. Second out.
Sharmba Mitchell told us this is the most nervous he's ever been for a fight, being his first title fight, but once the bell sounds, he'll be fine. Rahilou, the second Frenchman of North African blood to go to the U.S. and win a world title. The first was Marcel Cerdan, who beat Tony Zale for the middleweight belt in Jersey City, New Jersey in 1948. And here we go, round 1 scheduled for 12 for the WBA Super Lightweight Championship.
And boy, did Sharmba start out fast. Mitchell started out with a combination. She's still at it. Uh-oh.
He said in the interviews he wanted to go to the body. He wants to see how he handles that right hook to the body and that straight left. See if he can lower the hands and come up top. He believes he can outpunch and outbox him.
Mitchell may have borrowed those trunks from the Macho Man.
Just what I was going to... You and I have worked too long together. That's just what I was thinking about. I said, oh, my God, another Macho fashion.
The frilly look.
The lampshade look.
You know, I was teasing when he said how nervous he was. I said, when you lay your head down at night to sleep, can you hear your heart in your ears, can't you? He said, yeah, I can. I said, I've been there. I know about that.
Then you are nervous.
Oh, yeah.
He's waited a long time for this very moment. Around 10 years, over 40 fights. Talking about Sharmba Mitchell from Washington, D.C. and Tacoma Park, Maryland.
Stop.
Well, he has not thrown an easy punch, a light punch yet. Everything has had steam on it. But if he can keep this up, he is going to be a tired young man at the end of this fight. He's really popping away.
Mitchell, a good technical fighter, but perhaps his best weapon is speed, but he has really added more sting to his punch since stepping up from 135 to 140. 10 of his last 11 wins by knockout.
You know what he does that's nice, too, Steve? He steps with his shots, and he uses great counters. He puts himself in a terrific position to fire.
He feels that Rahilou's biggest flaw is that he blocks punches with both hands high, so he'll go downstairs and work the body.
And he's working in combinations, those punches and bunches. He's not punching one at a time. He's looking good. Looking really good this first round.
If you remember back when Rahilou fought Randall, they told him for the first 4 or 5 rounds not to do anything, just to cover up, block, cover up, keep the pressure on, let Frankie punch himself out. Let's see if he does something similar, hoping for Sharmba to do similar.
Well, the shape of Sharmba and the shape of Frankie Randall, 2 different chapters in history.
Mitchell has been the aggressor here in the first round.
I'll tell you what, that straight left really caught the attention of Rahilou. He got him clean with that, and I think he shook him up a little bit.
I think he's felt a lot of these punches, Bobby. I mean, if his technique is going to be to take this for 4 rounds, that is a mistaken technique.
Mitchell, a guy who is already experienced by the tender age of 21. He was put in with some crafty veterans early on. He got a lot of rounds in and a lot of work in, and he knows from ring generalship.
Right now he's in command. See, he's keeping the pace. He's setting the pace. When he wants to press, he presses. When he wants to back off, Rahilou doesn't offer up anything extra.
Beautiful jab by Mitchell leading to the left.
Oh, he is fighting a gorgeous fight. He is fighting a winning fight.
Rahilou much more respectful of Mitchell than Mitchell was of Rahilou in talking to us yesterday at the fighter meeting.
Stop!
Wow. What a performance by Mitchell.
It's pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Let's keep working his ass. Keep working his ass, look at doing. And getting that bias. He's not punching now. He may come with this outside punching. Keep that head on head moving. Keep that head moving, keep working. Keep that head right in his face. Step over, don't follow him around. Step over, okay? Yeah.
Let's take a look at the energetic Mitchell. See these punches and bunches. He just keeps on going. Just when you think he's through, he's back in again. The man is got energy to burn here, and he's got great footwork. Bobby, look at the jab.
He's working that jab real nice. He's got the speed, and he also seems to have the strength. He backs Rahilou up with that jab to the ropes and does as he sees fit.
Well, you can't hardly have a better first round of the championship fight than that one for Mitchell. Let's see what happens in the second round.
Marvin Sims and Jeff Kerbosia in the corner of Mitchell. Louis Zacharias, a former welterweight, super welterweight, and middleweight fighter from France. Leading the way for Khalid Rahilou, who's more of a boxer than a puncher. Only 16 knockouts in his 32 wins. But he hasn't lost in his last 17 fights. This is his third defense of the title.
See, in that first round, Rahilou did not gain the respect at all of Sharmba Mitchell. Sharmba set the pace, did what he wanted to do. He has to get Sharmba's respect now, or Sharmba's going to walk right through him.
For years, Sharmba Mitchell carried the tag of championship potential, but he's finally getting his first shot at a coveted title here tonight, and he's off to a good start. Not easy to come into an opponent's neighborhood and try to take the belt away, especially when it's overseas.
Yeah, it's not just the neighborhood, it's the whole country.
Oof. Of course, there are also certain pressures and distractions associated with the hometown fighter as well.
So Rahilou really reached for that one. You can get nailed at the end of that reaching.
You know, generally speaking, Steve, I think all the pressures in a hometown fight are on the hometown fighter, but all the breaks, all the little extras, all the little give-ins or giveaways go to that same fighter.
Rahilou, his keys are movement, speed, very fast hands, has a nice quick jab. He's a smart boxer, but he may be out-strengthed here by Mitchell.
And outspeeded. Oh, there's the shot.
Left hook got him to the canvas. Rahilou down. And Rahilou has been down before 3 or 4 times.
Caught him a little off balance, Steve. He thought Sharmba was done punching, and he came across the top. Not a great power shot, but sharp.
And back comes Mitchell, canvassing the champion, looking to finish him off here in the second round. Down he goes again with a short left hook.
That was a beautiful right hook and straight left hand. He got great footing. He fired it right down the middle. Rahilou's got trouble now.
He's got big trouble.
The 3 knockdown rule is in effect, so if he goes down one more time, it's automatically over. He's got to stay on his feet.
And he's got plenty of time to worry about because this Mitchell isn't going to lighten up.
He's got 50 seconds to be concerned with.
Sharmba's loading up. That's a big right hook there. Khalid's hurt.
Mitchell
He's holding on, but he's hurt.
He is smothering the champion, trying to take the title away and bring it back to the United States. Beautiful left hook by Sharmba Mitchell, right to the head of Rahilou. Rahilou in trouble.
With less than half a minute left, he might survive the round, but he's still got his work cut out for him.
No let up from the challenger. Sharmba Mitchell, so hungry, wants it. Continues to pummel the champion.
Good right hand by Rahilou.
Yeah.
He got Sharmba's attention.
The fans
That's not enough.
Trying to urge the champion on. Just trying to stay on his feet for 5 more seconds to survive the round.
And is Mitchell going to punch himself out because he's going to be weary?
Là. Souffle, mon petit. Souffle maintenant. Tu sais pourquoi? Tu regardes pas en face.
Breathe, Khalid. Breathe, Khalid.
Écoute-moi, Khalid.
Listen to me, Khalid. Listen to Louis.
L'arbitre, il a arrêté.
If you were 3 times knocked down, The referee will stop the fight. You didn't make it, so you are going to win.
Surprising knockdown. Just when you thought it was all over, he was through punching, comes a left hook that drops him like a rock. Let's take a look at the second one with Bobby.
The second knockdown, you'll watch a nice right hook as a southpaw and a straight left hand. He's pushing him back the ropes. There's a right hook. Watch this straight left, right down the pipe. Got good leverage on it, got good power, planted his feet, hit him clean.
You know, Bobby, the fluid movement of his punches in the first 2 rounds is really something. I mean, I've never seen him throw punches with such fluidity, with such ease.
He's got to relax now, not get crazy.
Yep, he almost went crazy at the end of that round.
Our thanks to our translator, Natalie, as we head into round 3.
He's got to settle down and go right back to what he was doing before, punching in bunches, waiting for his moment.
Got to use that jab to set up the straight left hand. Rahilou's having trouble with the straight left, and he's having trouble with the right hook.
Well, now that he knows he can get him, now that he knows he's felt that sting, Sharmba should be confident enough to wait for it, let it come at its own time. Not try to force it right now. He can't get too careless himself. He's in front of a guy who can bang.
Sharmba Mitchell has shown more power than Frankie Rattle showed Rahilou, that's for sure.
See, I would not think you could let him get brave again. I mean, he's got to keep up the attack that he had going before.
Now Rahilou working the jab, looking somewhat fresh despite all the punishment he has endured.
I think he's embarrassed, and I think it's early in the fight. You can come back from that early in the fight.
And he's got a lot of time. If he just starts to win some rounds, he can put him away, he can overcome the deficits early. But I'll tell you what, right away, it's a 4-point deficit.
And what he had to do was to throw some punches. First 2 rounds, he didn't throw anything. And he was in that I'll take it and wait for the 4th round mode, and he found himself on the canvas.
This loud but small, disappointingly small crowd getting behind the champion and trying to exhort him on. He needs all the help he can get, but he's got problems right in front of him in the challenger, Sharmba Mitchell.
No, break.
Rahilou looks very frustrated every time he tries to unleash a punch. Mitchell comes back with a flurry.
Right now, Mitchell's on his toes, doing a lot of boxing, a lot of movement. Some may think that there's a waste of energy problem there. Myself, he was planted, working his way in behind the...
Oh, look at this!
Behind a nice jab with the left hand, and there it is again.
Rocked, and then in a delayed reaction went down.
7, 8.
Gets up at 8. That's the 3rd time he's been down in the last couple of rounds. But he's showing a lot of guts, a lot of heart, Rahilou, in getting back up.
He has real problems here, fellas. His legs aren't under him. His eyes are not clear, and his head is still very dizzy.
And again, Mitchell going in for the finish. Following to the body.
The nice right uppercut, boy, just didn't land clean.
He's taking him apart surgically, boy, one piece at a time. Slices him.
Break.
Sharmba Mitchell just brimming with confidence here. Has everything going. Let's go back to Natalie in the champion's corner.
Breathe, Khalid. Put your hand on your knee.
Now let's take a look at that knockdown.
water.
Look at the expression on his face when he gets hit. It's just like somebody pulled an electric plug and everything went blank in his face. Look at him. He just went completely numb. Great shot, Bobby.
Yes, he did. He short-circuited. Sharmba jumped around, boxing, plants his feet, and fires a straight left hand. And I guarantee you, Rahilou never saw it coming, Steve. Those are the ones that really hurt.
And you have to give him credit for getting up, Bobby, because he was out. On the way down, he was out.
That's what he said to us in his last fight against Jean Mendy. He never saw the punch coming. And he was knocked down there. All right, here we go into round 4. Rahilou down a 3rd time with 48 seconds left in the last round. He got up at the count of 8.
Mitchell looking fresh. and looking like a gunner that's looking right at his target, right in front of him.
See, Sharmba has some nice speed, and right now he's got a beautiful path with that straight left hand as a southpaw right down the pipe. Hard to defense again, especially when it's such a speedy guy.
Combination blocked by Rahilou. Mitchell hasn't fought since February 21st as well. Ironically, the same time Rahilou last fought in separate locales, but he said he started training for this fight 3 weeks after that February 21st fight. And he shows it. Combination, but again, blocked by the gloves of Rahilou.
But Rahilou feels the power through those gloves. He backs up every time he hits it.
Not only that, you can see that Rahilou doesn't really offer too much in the way of a counter. If he's not going to make Sharmba pay, Sharmba's going to do what he wants whenever he wants.
Mitchell told us he's improved his power by sitting down on his punches. In other words, planting his feet more, setting up rather than throwing off his dancing.
Well, I'll tell you what, he showed it tonight. He sits on his punches much better. Bends his legs, he drives from the ground.
He's patient right now. Maybe he's resting a little bit. Maybe he's just waiting for his shot. Whatever it is, he's in command. He's way ahead of this fight. Even in Las Vegas, Bobby, he'd have to be ahead by 3 or 4 points.
Well, I have him ahead by 6 points.
I have him ahead by 5.
Well, he probably had a 10-7 round earlier.
Yeah.
Well, I have a 10-9. I have a 10-7 and a 10-8.
Yeah, I gave him just a 10-8. I was more merciful than you were.
And now it's not only the southpaw stance, the power, but the head movement, everything's working for Sharmba Mitchell. Great speed to go along with all the other qualities.
Well, he certainly has not attacked this round. He has not shown this fierceness this round. He must be content to just while away this round, get himself back together. He's not really attacking.
Less than 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. It's scheduled for 12. We didn't think it would go beyond the second for a moment or two.
Well, see, part of the problem now for Rahilou is that every time he's charged and gotten a little bit brave, he's got himself hurt. So his mind is playing tricks on him that he can't be too brave if he's going to get hit.
Well, that's no way to win this fight. He better decide he's either going to go out on his shield or give it a go.
I'm with you, Freddie. I go out on my shield, but I got to put myself in a position where I can win.
He has lost before, twice in 34 fights to Rahilou.
Yeah.
Earlier in his career. Here's that blistering jab by Mitchell. And he follows it with a left hook. Right uppercut, missed at the bell.
Nice round that he took off and won.
So, sit down. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Just keep picking at him with the jab. Keep picking at him with the jab. Keep picking at him. You gotta get his body now. You gotta get in that body. See? Gotta get in that body. Here. Come here.
Here's the spitter right here. Stretch your legs out, kid.
Don't touch the rope. You gotta stay off the rope. Stay off the rope, okay? Yeah. Off the rope.
Sharmba, relax. Don't let this bastard back in the fight now.
Okay.
Listen to Rock.
Slip his jab and count over top. Get his body. Slip his jab, go with the jab. Grease on the side, man. Yeah, right there. Yeah, get the more combination working here.
Mouthpiece right here. Okay.
Get the combination working.
Round 5.
Mitchell probably would have had a title fight back in 94 or 95, but he lost in consecutive fashion to Levander Johnson and Stevie Johnston, and that kind of set him back.
They're two terrific fighters, Steve. I saw the fight with Levander Johnson. What a war that was.
Quality opposition indeed. Well, I thought coming in he had the better quality of opposition than Rahilou, even though the Frenchman is the champion. And it's showing here.
Well, his corner was worried a little bit off that easy round. He said, don't let this guy back in the fight. Don't let him back in the fight. Don't let him think he's got something going when he's not. And I agree with that. He has to fight a little bit harder than he did that last time. More combinations, more, there you go.
And against a fighter like Mitchell, Ferdy, you got to punch in combinations, 3s and 4s, which we haven't seen from Rahilou because Mitchell won't allow it.
Yeah, exactly. What Bobby pointed out, when you're getting gonged and counter-punching, it sort of shortens your ambition about punching. Sure like, oh, wait a minute. One and gone.
All of a sudden, not so eager. Because you know it's coming back.
I can't explain to people who haven't boxed, there's nothing more frustrating or more disillusioning than if you throw a punch, hit nothing, and then get whacked back. It's really disheartening.
That happens in most of our production meetings.
And rehearsals.
Right.
Again, Mitchell has slowed down a lot more than he had before. I don't know why he would let this guy start to come back into this fight.
Good swift right hand by Rahilou out of nowhere.
It was a nice right hand. Didn't have a real lot of power on it, though. He didn't really turn in and commit to it, but it was a good, clean shot.
And landed.
And Sharmba maybe just harnessing some of his energy. Used a lot in those first couple, 2.5, 3 rounds.
Well, he's young, and these are the early rounds. He better not wait for the late rounds to summon up some energy. He better do it now while he's fresh, and the other guy's taking a shellacking.
In Mitchell's 2 losses, I noticed he was susceptible to the right hook and the overhand right. Let's see if Rahilou is cognizant of that.
Well, this crowd certainly in his corner. One little punch for Rahilou just draws a roar from the French crowd, and he's getting pummeled in exchange. Now, that's a good shot by Rahilou.
Good jab by Rahilou, right on the button.
Rahilou's starting to throw a stiff jab, a shotgun type jab, what I would call a power jab.
Rahilou showing a lot of courage. He has survived 3 knockdowns. Mitchell down once in his career, in case you're wondering, against Levander Johnson back in '94.
Another lackluster round. Not much happening.
Rahilou might have actually even come and squeezed that one out.
Yep. His punches were landed cleanly and clearly better.
If so, it would be the first round won by the Frenchman. Unofficial. Stop! We'll take it into the French corner with our translator again, Natalie.
When you finish the round, you have to watch him. You don't have to just go. You have your chance.
Alors, tu as ta chance, Ken. Alors, il faut que tu prennes confiance en toi maintenant.
You have to be confident inside you.
On devrait être au vestiaire KO. Tu l'as été?
We should be KO and back in the dressing room if we watch the first round. You have passed that round, so go ahead.
Il faut que tu prennes tout à plein poumon maintenant. Prends confiance en toi.
Be confident. Look at him.
N'aime pas la pression.
Don't get any pressure.
Boum, tu remets.
When he's finished punching, you go.
On va voir 2-3 rounds comment ça va faire.
We will see in 2-3 rounds how he's going to be.
Round 6 now. 6 more times to the champ.
Let's go, baby.
Mitchell's power a major factor, but so too is his accuracy. His shots have been right on. But the champion is still bouncing around on his feet. Nevertheless, he may have lost some power as a result of those blows. Round 6.
Well, they've sent him out to do something this round 6. They said this is round 6. This is the way we planned it to win the championship. So come on now. All right, he's fighting a little bit with a little bit more brio and a little bit more shine, a little bit more enthusiasm, like he did the first 2 rounds.
You know, you can almost see Rahilou thinking, but he's also being extremely careful. A nice right hand. He's looking for a place to land that right hand.
Here's a right cross by Rahilou that connected, and that got Mitchell's attention.
Mitchell better go back to those flashing combinations and not let this guy get started.
Now, personally, I think he's better off the way he was in the first round. Sharmba goes forward. It takes like that. Takes the fight to him. Bangs him where he wants. Keeping Rahilou on his heels does not allow him to generate power.
That's right. Keep the offensive bottled up. Just let him go defensive and keep popping those gloves. Keep popping the body.
See, now, while Rahilou's on a retreat, he has to be on his heels. He's leaning backward. His power is negated.
Most of those punches by the champion are being blocked. A few got into the side.
It just enlivened the crowd, but did nothing to Sharmba.
And Mitchell comes right back in roaring fashion. That left jab followed by a straight right hand. That got Rahilou.
Sharmba threw a right hook and hit him in the temple and wowed him a little.
He had him all bent over, ready for that shot. He really just set him up beautiful with that shot. And it shook his timbers, let me tell you.
Rahilou slipping on the moisture from Mitchell's corner. Beautiful counter right hook there by Mitchell. There's a combination to the head by Mitchell.
Now Mitchell fighting good. Now
Mitchell's coming forward. There's a whole different fight. Rahilou can't win going backwards. Just can't do it.
Mitchell showing his entire repertoire. Doubling up on the jab and firing the left.
Nice right uppercut and another follow-up left. He hurt Rahilou again.
Staggered Rahilou. Warning to Mitchell for low blow from referee Julio Cesar Alvarado from Panama.
I should said take one off my bill. I got such a lead here. It doesn't make a difference.
He's got plenty of insurance. Combination by Rahilou. Comes out of nowhere.
Not a lot of that was real effective. One shot was pretty good in the neck. But outside that, I think that Sharmba Mitchell was pretty much in control of himself there.
Yeah, except that he let him do that. And he shouldn't have. He just sort of stayed there and let him fire off 6 or 7 punches for nothing.
The non-stop, busy Sharmba Mitchell continues to pound away.
Impressive.
That's what you got to work. Got to get in that body. He's worried about his head. He's worried about his head. You pull over there. You pull over there, get in that body. Pull it. Look it up. Look it up. What is split bucket? Give me that shit. Here. Double up on your combination. Double up on your combination. Okay? Where the water, man? Give me the water.
Let's watch the footwork and the way Sharmba moves and follows. He just seems to be set. As soon as the other guy stops, he's right there on top of him. Rahilou can do nothing as long as Sharmba's on top of him.
Later on, the combination is just sweet. Comes in behind the double jab, looking to set the range, gauge his range. Left hand down the middle, the right uppercut. That left hand didn't really hit clean, but the combinations are there. Everything's working for Sharmba Mitchell.
Halfway through the bout that has been dominated by the challenger in his first world title shot.
And he is looking every bit like a champion here. If you just walked through the door, you'd swear he was a champion. The other guy was a contender and didn't have much chance at a title.
But in reality, it is Mitchell in the Hector Camacho type trunks coming overseas to try to bring the title back to the United States. And you fans at home can score the fight online. Scores will appear on the website only. On ShowtimeOnline.com, you can find lots of info, photos, and stats. Unofficially, how do you guys see the fight?
I have it 59-52 right now. Sharmba Mitchell in complete control.
I have it 59-53. That one round, I mercifully gave a 10-8 instead of a 10-7, and that's the only reason we're off by 1 point.
Beautiful straight left hand by Sharmba Mitchell right on the face of Rahilou.
Rahilou took that one. He took that one a little bit better, and he's taken them in the past few rounds.
That was a well-timed shot. And here
Sharmba Mitchell switches to orthodox.
Yes. Okay. He got him with a right hand there, showing his versatility. Back to southpaw. As if the champion isn't confused enough. Body shot with the left uppercut by Mitchell. Oh, beautiful straight right hand, and down goes Rahilou again.
He switched back to an orthodox stance with a jab and an overhand right, and down went Rahilou. Unexpected angle from a southpaw.
Fourth knockdown.
Well,
Flash knockdown.
He should really apply the pressure now, because if ever he's ready to go, it's now. This is the 4th time.
We're in the 7th round, and he's got almost a minute and change to get through. Rahilou right above us now. The punishment, the pounding continues by Sharmba Mitchell. Mitchell coasted for a couple of rounds, but he has come back with a vengeance. Like right here.
He's like a coiled spring. Just when you expect he's mad at himself for letting him go without the shot.
A driving left that sent the champion
set up
back.
beautiful right hooks to the body. He hurt in the rib area in the left side of Rahilou's body. He hurt him to the body. There he is again.
Big right hand again by Sharmba Mitchell.
As an orthodox fighter, showing his versatility, switching his stance, landing clean, Steve.
And Bobby, he's just coming at the champ from all angles. Another beautiful overhand right by Sharmba Mitchell.
Well, There's no solution to Sharmba Mitchell tonight. Rahilou has just got to stand and take his beating.
Total domination. As we go into the corner of Khalid Rahilou.
Souffle bien. Donne-moi de la glace.
All right, let's take a look at the knockdown. Once again, the product of the sharp punching of Sharmba Mitchell. The right hand, keep your hand on the right on the temple, just about under the eye, and there he goes. I mean, that was a thing of beauty. He just can't seem to put him away, Bobby.
Well, you know, he's doing, you see him here, he switches quickly to an orthodox, throws an overhand right, hurts him, follows up with a left right, and drives him to the floor. He's beating him as a righty, he's beating him as a lefty, he's beating him well.
Mais tu fais pression, mon
Can't always knock him out.
Est-ce que tu es capable de le secouer un peu?
Can you make the pressure, or can you go ahead?
Essaye de me bousculer ce round-là.
You have to make it this round.
Hein?
If not, I will stop you.
Si tu ne gagnes pas.
If you don't win that one, I will stop you, man.
Strong words from Louis Zacharias in the Rahilou corner.
And Sharmba Mitchell just came out and did a little Muhammad Ali show.
Well, he must be feeling as good as you can feel when you know you got the championship in your hands.
Rahilou must feel like he's fighting an octopus.
Yeah, and with no end in sight, his bravery is what's keeping him here, taking a shellacking. So maybe it's best if his corner thinks about stopping this fight. Although I don't see any reason to stop it here. I mean, you know, as long as you're brave and you're taking it.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's not only brave in taking it, but he is trying to win. He's trying to put himself in a position to get a shot in there. He's trying to be a little careful as well. He cannot take those heavy bombs all the time. He's got to make the Sharmba Mitchell land.
Mitchell has registered 4 knockdowns. 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the seventh.
Well, he's trying.
That was a scraping blow by Rahilou, not much impact.
Rahilou's trying. Give him the credit he deserves. He's trying to preserve his championship, and he's taking a shellacking in the process.
Mitchell continues to have his way. It's almost like a man against child, the way he looks.
You know, he's really having what we call a good time now. He's having fun. But sometimes when you have a little too much fun, you get a little lazy and make a mistake. That's not something Sharmba Mitchell wants to do right now.
Well, it would be a pity if he makes a mistake now. Particularly so far.
Since he's come this far after all these many years of waiting for this coveted shot at a title.
He is so far now on the road. He's almost there. All he needs to do is finish this fight. Finish it off.
And he'd better be careful because he's opening himself up just a tad and leading with his chin from time to time.
He's playing a little bit too much.
And if he gets off balance, Rahilou can nail him.
You know, his reflexes are still very good. They're very sharp. His legs have a lot of spring in them. His head movement is sharp. His hand speed is still there, and his power is still there. So right now, I know he feels comfortable, but I'm one of those guys, business first, play later.
Well, there's no question that he's in complete control of this fight, but anything can happen. And you just saw a straight right by Rahilou that landed. But back comes Mitchell with a powerful left to the body. Combination of the head. That was blocked, though, by the punches, but as Bertie pointed out earlier, a lot of steam behind him, and it drives you back. Well, he really has added pop to his punch, Mitchell.
Well, he's topped off the hard punches with great body punches. He doesn't let the body go. He's going to be an interesting champion as this kid, Sharmba Mitchell.
Rahilou has been knocked down more in the first 7 rounds than he has in his entire previous 34.
Very good.
Natalie has the translation.
Assois-toi mieux. Tu n'as pas de nerfs. Tu n'as pas de nerfs, Khalid.
What happened, Khalid? You are not quick tonight. What's going on?
Si on doit continuer comme ça jusqu'à la fin, Khalid.
If we have to follow like this until the end, I will stop you. You have to look at me. I will stop.
Si on continue jusqu'à la fin comme ça.
I don't want to do that.
Points d'écart.
There is 10 pounds difference, you know, so I will stop. So, show me
Si tu ne me
something.
bouscules pas, tu as encore de la chance.
You are so lucky. There is 4 rounds. So go ahead. Show me something now.
Mais il faut y aller, il faut donner des coups.
Now.
Ta chance. On arrête.
Take your chance. You want to take it?
Natalie, can I ask you a question? What did Louis Saccaris mean when he said he's 10 pounds more for this fight?
He's 10 pounds down because Louis is saying that he's losing on pounds. So he say, if you don't go ahead and try to make a KO, I stop because we are losing on pounds.
Le advertí que la próxima vez que se quede adentro los 10 segundos le quito un punto. Okay.
The referee has just gone over to warn Karas that if he does that again, continue to talk to the fighter after the bell, he will lose a point, cost his fighter a point.
Rahilou, to his credit, is giving it all that he has. It's just that Sharmba Mitchell has too much for him tonight. It's just that simple. The better man is winning the fight.
All right, round 9.
He's got 4 more rounds to endure it. Not in that long a time. He's not getting that beat up. He's getting beaten.
Well, this is becoming reminiscent of another Showtime fight when Azuma Nelson traveled to Melbourne, Australia, and thoroughly dominated the Aussie Jeff Fennick in his hometown. And from an historical perspective, some noteworthy bouts where fighters have gone into enemy territory. James Toney in Michael Nunn's hometown of Davenport, Iowa. Again, keeps the punches up.
Twice. He said, you warned you twice. One more time, it's a point.
I personally didn't think that was low. I thought that was right on the top of the belt line.
I agree with you 100%. That was nothing.
Mitchell's been warned a couple of times. Remember when Carlos Monzon went into Rome and beat Nino Benvenuti? Gene Fulmer went into New York and beat Sugar Ray Robinson. Just a few examples. Tonight, Sharmba Mitchell of Washington, D.C. and Maryland hopes to pull it off against Khalid Rahilou here in France. Rahilou from Argenteuil, just outside Paris. Rahilou comes
Rahilou landed his best 1-2 that he had, and Sharmba looked at him and hit him back.
Sharmba is just taking a big breath of air, like saying, oh man, are we going to have to keep on doing this?
Well, the best exchange of the fight as Rahilou shows tremendous guts. Hanging in there.
Sharmba's too strong for him, hits too hard, and right now, on the inside, it's just too much. Rahilou's best combination, best entire spurt just ended by getting hurt.
There's that straight left by Mitchell with so much power behind it. Partially blocked by the champion.
But Bobby, I didn't think he had that in him. I mean, he really had a great spurt. He ended up by getting hurt. You're right. But
I admire him, and I take my hat off to him for it. I know where his body and his mind are right now. He's in an almost absolute no-win situation, but he's doing it with style and courage, and I have to respect and admire it.
Rahilou's trainer, Louis Saccaris, told him in round 9 that he needed to go for the knockout. He needs to get back in the spirit because he's way behind on points. No question about that.
And this is what makes boxing such a great sport. Just one punch can eradicate all that has happened before, and he can keep his title. Just one.
Gorgeous straight left hand, as you said that by Mitchell, though, the challenger. Good punch by Rahilou at the bell. Right on the nose. Again, we'll put our translator, Natalie, to work.
You understand why Louis Saccaris was telling him that?
Oh, yes, now I do. We just didn't understand it.
Remind what I said to you when we watched the first set, that he was a good fighter. But if you are following like this, like this round, you have to go for 3 minutes like this. We have to go by KO, come on.
Okay? On gagne la ligne, on met dans...
3 rounds now. Don't let this motherfucker steal it.
Round number 10. I'm sure many are amazed that the fight has gone this long.
And that Rahilou still has the energy to come back with the fighting he's doing inside. That takes a lot of energy. He's bullying him fighting. I don't know why Sharmba's standing there matching strength with him. He's doing great while he moves around and gets these fast hands and combinations. Oh, what a shot to the body.
Mitchell continues to put on a clinic.
That was right down the middle, right in the breadbasket, just below the solar plexus. Beautifully timed shot.
Oh, that's the kind that robs your legs of a little energy. Oh.
It robs your whole body, trust me.
And you wonder, Rahilou, who has been down 4 times, what is holding him up?
Well, it certainly stopped his advance.
Yeah, he is definitely in retreat right now, as he has been for most of the night. But the courageous Frenchman now comes forward and lands with a straight right to the nose. Another one. He sees little openings every once in a while, but he can't follow up. And he's also got to be careful of a counter punch.
I can see Sharmba watching, looking to time him, but he missed him a couple times and ate a few right hands like that in missing. He's misjudging Rahilou's timing, and he's trying to time him, catch him on the win, and bang him out. One clean shot.
Oh, banging uppercut inside in that exchange. Threw Rahilou's head back.
And on the attack is the challenger once again.
He threw a triple straight left hand, very hard to do, followed with a nice right hook, very sharp.
And as Rahilou had been bent over to avoid it, he couldn't go any further. He caught the full fury of all 3 punches. He had nowhere else to retreat.
Rahilou in there with a buzzsaw. There's a right uppercut to the lower portion of the body by Mitchell.
Boy, those are thumping body shots. This kid is really punishing the body. Mitchell is really punishing the body.
Some signs of wear and tear starting to show up on...
Oh, no, come on. They're going to take a point away.
Well, it's pretty much academic.
Yeah, but, you know, let it be a real low blow.
Okay. That's okay? Okay. Wow.
What an impressive performance overall by Sharmba Mitchell. Just dazzling the folks over here in Paris. Little off balance.
They got their feet tangled up too. Here comes the Rahilou right hand, and Sharmba's trying to time him on the way in with his left. It's a cat and mouse chess game right now.
Yeah, you could see him getting ready to unleash it. He was timing it, but never uncorked it.
Great.
I think, you know, he's brave to some extent, but he knows if he throws a punch, he's going to eat some leather.
Take a deep breath. That's right. That's right. Just run with the game, keep moving around. Don't stand in front of him, okay? Don't stand in front of him. Look around. You're doing okay. Don't worry about no knockout. We ain't worry about knockout. Just keep beating him up. You keep beating him up.
Stay off their belly so they can't fuck you another point.
Man.
You can do it, baby.
Comment tu es, d'abord? Non, tu es bien?
How are you? What's up, man?
Bon, si tu es bien physiquement.
If you are okay physically,
Si tu es bien, essaye de faire la différence sur roule.
if you are physically okay, you are going to make the difference.
All right, let's take a look at the low blow. I didn't find it that flagrant. Let's see. Maybe I was wrong.
I think it still looks like it's on the belt, Bertie. I think it looks like it's on the belt.
I don't see that.
An overreaction by the referee, Julio Cesar Alvarado. I guess he felt he had to take something away from him. So dominating. He had been warning him on several occasions, so in his mind,
But even in the warnings, there weren't flagrant body shots. I mean, you know, when you see body shots like we've seen on HBO over our show over the last few years, my God, you're talking about shots. These are nothing. They were right on the green.
He felt he had to justify.
Well, it's all right. He's so far ahead, it's not going to make a difference.
Well, if this international panel of judges doesn't score this as a rout for Sharmba Mitchell, there should be an investigation, unless, of course, it ends in a knockout for the champion. But Khalid Rahilou, I'll say this, certainly showing the heart of a champion, although that champion might be in past tense after this one.
You know, I'll tell you what, I'm quite honestly pretty surprised that he's still here this far into the fight. I thought after the beginning, Sharmba set the power, set the stage, had the speed, the timing down, that it wasn't going to last more than 5 or 6 rounds.
If you're just tuning in, the champion in the red with the green trim, Khalid Rahilou, knocked down 4 times, twice in the second, once in the third, once in the 7th. He almost got disqualified on the 3 knockdown rule in the second, but he hung in there. He showed a lot of heart, but he seems to be no match for the challenger from America, Sharmba Mitchell from Washington, D.C. and Tacoma Park, Maryland. And this is the first title shot in the 10-year career of Mitchell. Over 40 fights. He has waited a long time for this opportunity.
And I guarantee when this night's over, the judges are fair to him. We don't see anything crazy. He'll tell you it was worth every minute of the 10-year wait.
No question about it. The judges from Belgium, Japan, and Venezuela.
Well, I don't care where you're from. If you know boxing, there's no way not to give the title to Mitchell. He's not through. He's got another 2 rounds to go. Let's see.
Mitchell ranked as the #1 contender for more than a year. He began fighting at his father's urging to channel his energy and keep him off the streets. Began fighting at 8. We last saw him when he was 21 against Rocky Lockridge.
Oh, my. That's a long time ago.
And you know what, Ferdy, he told us he had already been fighting for 13 and a half years. He's a guy who has so much polish, as you can plainly see. An exceptional talent early on in his life, and he stayed with it. I remember he told us he wanted to be a football player at one time. He was very serious, but of course, perhaps a little too small, but a lot of speed.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's very serious about what he's doing right now. You can see it in his eyes. He's very deliberate. He's not wasting energy. He's not wasting motions. He's making his combinations count. Defense is sharp. He looks like he's still in the 2nd and 3rd round. Look at him.
Oh, he's landing some hard punches and seems to be picking up the pace. Maybe he wants to finish big. Maybe he wants to kill this guy off while he has a chance.
Again, our translator, Natalie.
I don't have anything to translate. I'm sorry.
La venda se le está soltando. Amárratela. Take it. You gotta take it.
Get down with that motherfucker. Get down with that motherfucker now.
You gotta take it now. You mean, baby.
Some colorful language in the corner of the challenger. Sharmba Mitchell, here we go, round 12. They'll touch gloves for the last round for this championship. Our translator, Natalie, I'm sure like most of the French folks here, disappointed in the champion, Khalid Rahilou. And I don't know, if you're Sharmba Mitchell, wouldn't you look to just play it cool here, keep your distance, not invite any trouble?
Well, you know, you look back to that Meldrick Taylor thing where he came out to try and knock Chavez out, and what happened. But you're in a foreign land, and the first world title is a lot of frustration over 10 years. He's going to leave no stone unturned, I believe, to ensure that this title is in his pocket.
It's funny, halfway through this fight, that's the fight I was thinking about, Bobby. I sat one night and watched him give Chavez such a beating. And all of a sudden, in the last round, he loses. I said, that could happen here. You never know in boxing.
Well, despite all that, Sharmba Mitchell is taking it to the champion.
Although I will say this, too, when Sharmba Mitchell has been pressing the fight, Rahilou has had no chance, has never been effective at all. So this will be the best way to ensure that the round goes well.
Well, he's
taking it off. He could give Rahilou a chance.
To finish with a flourish. But he started with a flourish, and he had a middle with a flourish.
I don't like to see boxers take off for the last round. I've seen more guys get knocked out just trying to pass that last round. I like to see them fight and take care of yourself.
Mike Weaver.
So you're saying, despite what you just said, that he should go forth and be aggressive here?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. It's the exception rather than the rule. The exception is you get caught every once in a while, like happened in the Chavez fight. But for the most part, go at it. Don't relax.
And he is.
By the way, I'd like to just express how much I admired Rocky Lockridge while he was fighting. He fought for us a dozen times when I was at NBC, also here. He always gave his best. He was a good fighter, Rocky Lockridge.
One of my favorites. We approach the final minute of round 12. Punishing shots rage on from Sharmba Mitchell, who is less than a minute away from the championship. If he stays on his feet.
See where Rahillou's going backwards. Not only can he not hurt Sharmba, but he just hasn't got what it takes to bring forward any momentum to develop power. Sharmba's fighting a smart fight and doing the dishing, not receiving.
I think Rahilou is in a survival mood. I think he just wants to hear that final bell. He is not trying to get his time.
He may have won one round.
He may have.
Well, Khalid Rahilou went to Nashville to take the title back to France. Again, he slips on the moisture in Mitchell's corner. And now it looks like the tables are turned as Sharmba Mitchell comes to France to bring the title back to the United States of America. A jubilant Sharmba Mitchell, hearing it from the crowd. They know it.
He's pretty happy, Steve, as well he should be. Fought a really smart fight, a good, strong, hard fight. He did everything he was supposed to do.
Well, if they don't have it by a huge margin, then I don't think they know what they're watching. Because this is definitely a huge, huge margin.
Yeah, it was well worth the wait, Sharmba. Very emotional, understandably. He put a lot of passion into this fight and a lot of hard work, and it looks like it's paid off.
Sharmba!
As they total up the cards, it looks like the belt is coming back to the U.S. A major disappointment for the local fight fans here in Paris. And Khalid Rahilou, the hometown favorite, on the threshold of being dethroned in his third title defense.
Maybe they won't want us back.
Rahilou holding the title since January of '97 when he upset Frankie Randall in Nashville, and following two successful defenses, the belt may be gone. Gets a nice hand from the crowd. However, he did show a lot of courage, a lot of heart, knocked down 4 times, and just kept getting up.
What's this?
But it looks like the belt will soon be around the waist of Sharmba Mitchell, who should improve to 43-2. He couldn't knock him out, but he did knock him down on 4 occasions. First fight in Europe for Sharmba.
The round 2 knockdowns. Sharmba Mitchell came out very slick. This is the first knockdown. It's kind of a little bit of an off-balance shot. I think he expects Sharmba to stop punching, and there was that extra left hand as he wasn't looking, and down he goes. Again, later in the round, Sharmba is pressing and pushing on the attack, has him up against the ropes. You'll see a nice right hook and a left hand right there, down the middle. He had good leverage on that legs bent, good power punch.
Well, Jimmy Lennon Jr. and Danielle Alouche are standing by for the official announcement.
Mesdames et messieurs, la décision des juges, décision unanime pour Monsieur Carabano, 110-116.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Judge Rafael Carabano scores the bout 116-110.
Pour Monsieur Ken Morita, 107-116.
Judge Ken Morita scores the bout 116-107.
Pour Monsieur Philippe Verbeek, 105-118.
And Judge Philippe Verbeek scores the bout 118-105.
Et donc, déclaré vainqueur de ce combat est le nouveau champion du monde WBA des superlégers, Sharmba Mitchell.
And ladies and gentlemen, all 3 scorecards in favor of the winner by unanimous decision, the new WBA Super Lightweight Champion of the World, Sharmba Mitchell.
Sharmba Mitchell, the new WBA super lightweight champion. And what a moment for the young man from Washington and Maryland, and a very tough moment for the ex-champion Khalid Rahilou of France. In case you couldn't hear, the score's 116 to 110 from the Venezuelan judge. The Japanese judge had it 116, 107. The Belgian judge 118 to 105 in favor of the new WBA super lightweight champion, Sharmba Mitchell. So the belt comes back to the United States. Sharmba Mitchell, the new champion, now 43-2. Rahilou slips to 32-3. And just like that, the end of a long 17-fight win streak going back to 1993, and more significantly, the end of a championship reign that lasted almost 2 years. I want to remind you that coming up next will be our co-feature, a matchup of welterweights. Number 1 contender, Andrei Pistraev of Russia, who's become a local favorite, sort of an adopted son here in France because he's had some fights here. He takes on number 3 rated James Page of Pittsburgh, California. A lot of controversy heading into that fight, which we will elaborate on as time permits a little bit later, as the judges and the courts of the United States and France have gotten involved in trying to determine whether or not this should be a championship fight for the vacant WBA welterweight title, but we'll get into that a little bit later. As this crowd here, I can't say stunned crowd because they knew from the very outset, Bobby Ches, that this did not look good for the champion.
Well, Sharmba Mitchell came out very strong, clearly won the first round. Then after the second round, no one could dispute that he was a monster of miles ahead already. It was all low from early.
All right, the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco, is standing by with the brand new champion. Ferdy.
Your effort was superb, but you couldn't put him away. First, my congratulations. You called it. You said you were going to win big. You did.
Thank you. First, I want to thank the almighty God for giving me this victory. And also, I want to bow my head to, I was in training camp and my aunt from Baltimore, she died. So I want to bow my head and say that she's in good hands with God right now. And say hi to my beautiful daughter. Mercedes at home.
All right. More pragmatic question. The knockouts. You kept knocking him down, but you couldn't knock him out. What held this guy up? You were hitting him some shots. You should have taken him away.
I don't know what was holding him up. You know, I was hitting him clean. The second time, it looked like he wasn't going to get up, but he got up, and that's the will of a champion. You know, he got up. I tried to get him out of there. I threw my shots out. I got a little tired, and I had to go to my corner, regroup, and come out with, go to the corner, get some Amoco gas, and come back out.
One quick stupid question. Was it worth waiting for?
Being a world champion, getting a world belt like this is always worth waiting for.
Okay.
I'm going to appreciate it.
All right. Let's go back to Steve and ringside.
All right, Ferdy, congratulations.